Y'all, we going over brushes today. If you've been asking what are the brushes that you need to have in your essential kit, in your starter kit, in your makeup kit, period, let me tell you, I got some experience between freelancing when I was younger to just doing my makeup on my own now and growing within my talent and technique. I found the key brushes that you need, and they're all from different brands. You can get the good brushes from Morphe. Morphe is a great brand. This is not sponsored by them at all. This is just me saying that if you don't want to spend too much money and you want to get affordable brushes, you can get a whole brush kit with everything important that you need from them. They're at Ulta. They have their own store at the International Plaza in Tampa, and they have an online store that always has coupons. So I'm not going to pick any brush in any specific order. I'm going to just start picking them up, and then we're going to go through them, and I'm going to tell you why I love them and why I use them. First, let's start with a foundation brush. Everybody should have a foundation brush, even if you're a sponge girl like me, because you never know when it's going to be the time where a foundation's not really working with you, it's not blending well out with your sponge, and you need a kabuki brush like this that is going to blend out your foundation really well. Or maybe you're a brush girl over being a sponge girl. I go through phases on what I like and what I don't like, but you should definitely have a kabuki brush. I prefer rounded kabuki brushes like this, not square flat ones. Round kabuki brushes are my favorite. You can find them anywhere. I know Koki sells a really good kabuki brush at Walmart. This is the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe one, the JH03. They have another one just like this. These brushes are like less than $10, like everything. This brush is from Real Techniques, and it's the sculpting brush, and I love this brush for any cream products I'm putting on my face. It's multi-purpose. You can use it with your foundation. I personally only use it to put my cream contour on. I'll take a cream stick and I'll either brush it onto the brush or I'll put it on my face and I'll blend it out with this. And because it has kabuki fibers like the last foundation brush I showed you, it just blends out cream products so well. And I really love cream products when it comes to my base because I don't like putting too many powders on my face when it comes to contouring and bronzing. I'd rather do that liquid and then maybe put a little bit of powder over it. And if you watch my other videos, you've seen that. Let's get into the next brush. This is one of my favorite brushes of all time. You need this brush. Are you looking at me? Can you smell what the rock is cooking? You need this brush. You need it. This is the Morphe 173. I have like 2 to 3 of these brushes on deck at all times. Multi-purpose. The key word, multi-purpose. This is a kabuki brush, just like the last ones I showed you, meaning that the hairs are really dense and packed. Good for cream products. I can use this to blend out the cream contour on my nose. I can use this to blend out the cream contour on my cheeks. I mainly use this to put concealer on my eye, blend out the concealer on my eyelids, so then I can put I can use it as a primer for my eyeshadow, and I can put eyeshadows on top. And it's just such a great detailed brush. It's the same exact brush as the foundation one. It's more thinner. It's more for detailed work. Again, this is the Morphe 173. Repeat with me, Morphe 173. You need this brush, period. You're also gonna need a stippling brush. It doesn't matter what kind of stippling brush you get, but you're gonna need a stippling brush. And what a stippling brush is a brush with 2 kind of different fibers in it, and it's not really even. It's not really even. It has 2 different bristles in it, and it's really good for blending just out anything. I use this to go over like my blush and my contour and my bronzer if I feel like it's a little too rough and I have patches. I'll take some bronzer, I'll swirl it in my bronzer, and I'll go in with a stippling brush, and it just gives it an airbrush look. This is the Morphe M427. So a stippling brush, Morphe M427. You should have one. Now, I think we got through, we have one more face brush, and this is the Morphe E58, and I like this for powders. I love this for powders. So I normally set my face with a sponge. I'll normally get a sponge and I'll set my face with powder with a damp sponge because I just love the way it sits into my foundation. But if I was to go in with like this powder from Makeup Forever, which is a foundation powder just to go over my face to give me extra full coverage, this is the brush that I use. If you like powder foundations, you will love this brush. This is the Morphe E58, and it's like a kabuki brush like the other ones I showed you. It's densely packed, but this one's really good for powders. You can use it for liquids too, but I use it for powder. So now that we got through Rome collapsed for a second. The world fell. The phone fell. And now we're back. So we did face brushes. I have one more face brush to go with you guys that I just found. And this is the Morphe E48. And this is what I use. You can use this to set powder under your eyes because it's like an angled kabuki brush. It's like angled. You can use this for liquid if you want to, but I prefer to use this Morphe brush for powder, a Morphe E48. And I use this to set like banana powder under my eye. You can set your concealer under your eye with it. It's a great brush. If you feel like you went in with too much eyeshadow and there's fallout underneath your eye, with a light pressure, you just swift away. That was my last face brush. Now let's get into the eyes. Main brushes that I think you need for your eyes. You definitely need a short white-haired blending brush. Definitely. Staple. You need it. Whether you think you need it or not, you need it. This is the Morphe M513. It's a short white-haired blending brush. Oop, no, I have you confused with somebody else. I have you confused. We have a missing brush. Okay. I think I've lost my mind. I've lost my brush. Okay, right brush, sorry. We have the Morphe M433. This is a short, white, goat-haired blending brush. This one's not goat-haired specifically, but it's a short, white blending brush that's dense, and I use it to blend the colors in my crease to make sure that they're all blended out. I use it to use contour powder to contour my nose because it's a blending brush. And it's an amazing blending brush. Again, I use it to blend out the colors on my crease. I use it to pack on color into my lid, and I use it to contour my nose, which you have seen in my videos. So that's an M433 from Morphe. Great brush. You need the brush. Did I tell you need the brush? You need all these brushes. The next one that I showed you first that I really needed to show you second, this is a longer version of that. So this is a short white-haired blending brush, and this is a long white-haired blending brush. You see that it's a little bit longer, it's a little bit more dome shape. Now this one, the M433, was used to define color on my lid. This is a blender brush. So this is to completely blend the whole crease out all the way through your transition color, through any color. So this is a Morphe 513, and this is a long white-haired blending brush. So there's a difference between the two. This one's smaller, denser, and more for precision work, and this is for blending your eyeshadows out. Let's get to the next brush. This is a old brush. This is a old brush. We're talking about BH Cosmetics, one of my first brushes, and this is a blending brush that I've kept with me for years because I've had it for so long that it's beat up and fluffy, and this is a great alternative for that too that you can get now. This is the Morphe M532. It's a blending brush just like this one. I use both of them. They do the same thing, and they're both for blending big colors out, not big colors, blending out really big into your crease. So it's really good for that. I love both of these brushes. This is the Morphe M532. This is from BH Cosmetics. There's no number on it, so I can't tell you. All right, moving right along. Another brush that you need in your kit. This is the MAC 221. And you're saying, Kayla, this looks like the other two brushes you just showed me. This is a lot thinner. This is more not for the crease of the top of your eye, but for underneath your eye when you're blending that smoky eye out. This is a MAC 221. It's a thinner goat white-haired blending brush, and that goes to blend the smoky eye situation underneath your eye. Normally, when you're doing a smoky eye situation underneath your eye, you have a pencil brush that you're going to use to place the color there first, and then you'll go in with this brush to blend it out. So you need this brush. This is a MAC 221. You can find the Morphe dupe for it on the website, and then a pencil brush would go in hand with it because this will be the first brush you use. You need any pencil brush, it doesn't matter what brand. This is a Morphe B37, and you will place the color where you need to, and then go in with that brush and blend it out so your lower lash line is really smoky. A flat definer brush. This, I can't live without this brush. Not this specific brush, but brushes like this. A flat definer brush. This is the MAC 212. I've had it for so many years, the numbers have rubbed off. I use this to carve out the concealer under my brow and to do any liquid defining work. But it's mostly to carve the concealer under my brow and over the brow. So this is a MAC 212. You can find a Morphe version. It's a flat definer brush. We're gonna get into an angled brush. This is an Inglot brush. It doesn't matter what the brush is. You need an angled brush that is thin and very precise. If you're going to do your eyebrows with pomades and any kind of liquid pomade form for your eyebrows, this is a great brush. So it's a thin angled brush. You can actually get these at the arts and crafts store because this is such a popular artistry brush. And then last but not least is a crease brush. This is the Morphe B38. I highly recommend this brush like I recommended the others because it's so smooth. It just blends your colors in your crease so effortlessly, but it's pointed so it gets in your crease and it can really place the colors there, if you feel what I'm saying. So I really love this brush because it's long, it's really pointed so it can get right into your crease. You see how it's making that fold in my eye? And if you want to place color in a specific way, this is a really great precision brush. This is the Morphe B38. And I'm always talking to you about sponges. Again, Beauty Blender. This is from Dose of Colors. This is their beauty sponge. Or you can use a regular Beauty Blender, which is the traditional black, pink, turquoise Beauty Blender to blend out your makeup on your face. And then when it comes to setting sprays, my favorite setting sprays right now are the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, which I'll use in the middle of my makeup routine. And then this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Setting Spray, which I'll use at the end of my makeup routine. This will help this will help set the powders on my face. So after I set my face with powder, I wait a minute and then I spray this so the powders really sink into my makeup. And then this is a makeup finishing spray. This will smell a little bit like alcohol because it has a lot of tackiness into it. And you're gonna spray this at the end of all your makeup before your mascara, and it's going to make your makeup last all night. You can use this or Urban Decay setting spray. They're both the same thing. They're both the same price. They're really strong. So I definitely love and appreciate having both of these in my kit. So that is it for like tools that you need for your makeup routine. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I apologize for the apocalypse that was my camera falling while I was trying to film it. But if you have any questions about any of the brushes, there's probably brushes that I didn't talk about that you could definitely use in your kit, like a fan brush. I just personally don't use a fan brush. But with highlighter brushes, you can use whatever you want. It's just your preference. You can use a fan brush, which is a big, wide angled brush that'll get highlighter on your cheek. I use the Anastasia. This is so old, like it doesn't even have numbers on it. This is the Anastasia highlighter brush. They still sell at Sephora or at Ulta, or you can get it online. And I use that to place a highlighter on my cheek. Again, there's more brushes that we could have mentioned today that is basically more of a preference of your style. So these are the brushes that are a preference of my style. If you like my style of the way I do makeup, or you want to do it similar, or you're starting out and you just don't know what brushes to get, go to Morphe, go to the International Plaza if you live in Tampa, go to their store, get a brush kit of good eye brushes and face brushes. You'll spend like $150, but you'll get like 35 brushes. And if you add that out, that makes sense. $120 for 35 brushes. I don't know the exact calculations, but you'll get a good value for the amount of money you're spending, for the amount of brushes you're gonna get, and you're gonna get great tools. It's important to have simple tools that you wouldn't even think about that could really help. Like, I really love, it's good to have tweezers, but not to put on your eyelashes, but to like pluck your brows. Just like simple things. There's simple things that you'll find when you're growing into your makeup, when you're watching other people's videos, that you might pick from them and that you might not pick from them. So I hope you guys liked the video today. Please comment and subscribe if you haven't already. What is going on in my eye? Why is it itching me? Because I'm a human being and shit just doesn't go the way that I want it to all the time. It's okay. We're not gonna have a mental breakdown. We're not gonna have a mental breakdown. This is all about brushes. It's only about brushes. It's not about you, Kayla. It's only about brushes.